3,
2, 4, 1, 8, 6, 7, 5.
Wrong.
309.
Hello, my family.
Hi.
And that guy. Please do not whine the whole time we're trying to... Pardon me, gotta go let the dog out. Ooh, let the dogs out. Ooh, 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 ooh. Maybe he'll stop if he can't see us.
Yeah, right.
I closed the blinds on him.
He's blinded now.
By the curtains, not by the light. So, we are coming to you today.
Today. Not yesterday.
But today. To tell y'all how the Arrow tool shed has worked out over the last 2+ years. So I believe it was February of 2019 that we built and posted the video about it.
Yep.
So I'm going to kind of intersperse this little talk with video of tool shed showing you some of the points that we are going to make about how we like and or dislike it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so I'm gonna start off with my contention on it. Is I in hindsight, if we were going to repurchase the shed right now and say we need to get a shed, we'd get a bigger one.
Bigger?
That's one point of contention. We opted for the 10-foot by 8-foot.
So what size would you go with?
At least a 10 by 12, at least.
And I'll show you right now what we have in it. So you can see how jam-packed it is.
Yeah.
And we still have more stuff that if we could, we would put it in there as opposed to having it in our 2-car garage.
Right. You know, as I said, at least a 10 by 12. So we wound up having to purchase a second shed, a resin shed, so we could hold the lawn equipment in there comfortably, because we couldn't have the lawn equipment and the bikes and, you know, spare gas cans and stuff we didn't want to keep in the same thing as the bikes, and this, it was just kind of a mess. So
well, you can see that you can't fit a gas mower or a gas weed eater, weed eater or a mower or any of the contraptions that go with those things, and the gas cans and stuff. I mean, we'd probably fit the gas cans, but then all of our other stuff would smell like gas, and that's another reason we got the designated shed for the lawn equipment, is so it didn't smell like gas.
Yeah. And initially we were also storing all the pool chemicals in there as well, which the shed held up to the chemicals, but everything that was around it that was made of steel or anything, I had stainless steel shelving in there that actually wound up completely corroding away just about.
Yeah.
You know, a couple of other little items in there that the chemicals just being in the same
vicinity.
area.
Yeah.
You know.
Closed, sealed, all that, but still corrosion. One point of contention, the biggest point of contention, is the right-hand door.
Dun, dun, dun. The right-hand door has, almost since the day it was built. Now, mind you, I put this thing together to a T. This is not my first Arrow shed build. This is the only one that I've run into with this issue, though. The upper slide continuously pops out of the track. Now, it never happens to me, like when I'm opening the door. I'm always the one that comes behind and says, why is this thing off track? And fixes it. So I don't know if there's some other things going on, or if there's something that was hanging up in the track that wasn't there by the time I got to it. But, you know, like I said, I've previously had this type of shed and never had an issue with this. But this door...
So when you open the door, do you have the difficulty like I showed you on the...
I'll get to the difficulty in a second.
Fine then.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, go.
Yeah. So my biggest thing is that the upper track falls off. Now, the difficulty opening the door, again, I'm going to say that I don't, by the time I get to it, no, there's never any debris or anything sitting in the track. But this thing binds like nobody's business. When attempting to open it, you have to jiggle it, wiggle it, walk it open, essentially.
And it's not like you can grab the handle, open it, and the other side, which does not have a handle, which broke, which I don't fault DIYshed for that, because we have some
Children.
very aggressive boys who, if things don't work, they just force it. So it could have been mishandled, the fault of users that aren't adults, that it broke. So, but the one that doesn't have a handle opens fine. The other side, you have to put your hand at the top of the open it a little bit, put your hand at the top, and it slides a little bit easier, but still not great.
Somehow, somewhat, it's in a bind, and I can't
figure out why.
Maybe it's more of I won't.
Oh.
I won't figure it out.
Or maybe it's just a faulty track or faulty piece that goes on the door, and maybe Arrow would be nice enough to let us know if that's a known issue, and we should probably contact them and say, this is buggers and we don't like it. So that's annoying. And when you have kids who get frustrated very easily and they're trying to open a door that doesn't function properly, it just makes it worse. I don't know. Has anybody ever had an DIYshed that has done this? Have you... let us know if you've figured out what the problem is, or if you've contacted DIYsheds and they've, helped you fix the problem or replaced the item or whatever. Because I don't know. Neither of us have bothered to even maybe contact them.
No.
So we don't know if that would fix the problem or not, or if they would help us. We've just been struggling.
Struggling every day. I don't go in that thing every day. No.
No.
I go in that thing maybe once, twice a month. Is that?
I rarely go in it.
Yeah.
It's rare. I don't have anything in there to go, but gardening stuff. There, I have a few things that are gardening. Spudley, chill out. What is your deal? Okay. So, I think that for the size, we've been able... Out. Go. Out. So where were we?
So for the size of it, what?
For the size of it, I think that it fits a lot, and we've been able to Tetris it for what we have in there enough. But it is kind of a pain when you have to get something that's in the back corner, because you have to pretty much pull everything out and then pack it back in. Either we need a bigger shed or we need less junk, right?
Or a bit of both.
But, some of the stuff that we have in there is necessary, obviously.
Right. You can probably see in the videos that we actually have my little utility trailer that's in there. We dismantled it and put it in the shed to store it.
Because we needed a garage.
Yeah. Because we needed to get it out of the garage. Had no other place to store it. We really don't have rear yard access here, so it's not like you could just wheel it into the back.
We managed to, though. That should have been on a video, on its side.
Yeah, moving dolly.
That was insane.
And then once we get it in the backyard, that's when we decide, oh, you know what, let's just take it apart.
Right. Could have done this in the front yard and made it a lot easier to get into the backyard.
Yes.
Stop, Cashmere. Go lay down. Nobody wants to hear you barking in the video. The door, the size, and what else do you think we need to address? I did show where the wood is a bit wet, and do you think that's partly due to we live in a very humid place, or did we not seal it correctly?
Where the floor has been getting damp at, I think is an area that we're collecting water. I went in there at some point in time one day, just one time. I didn't study it every time it's rained. When it was raining, and it's not like the water is coming in from roof seams or wall seams or anything like that. Now, under a hard enough rain, I can envision it kind of splashing through some of the channels at the bottom of the thing.
Yeah.
But I think possibly if I would be able to seal the foundation to the
shed
itself, it might make somewhat a difference. But I'll be honest with you, I don't think we ever looked over on that side of the house during a hard rain prior to putting up the shed, so I don't know how much water actually collects.
I mean, it all goes under the house because we have
subsidence over there, and there's a possibility that we might actually collect enough water over there to contact shed.
I mean, I don't know. I've never looked at that really. I mean, it rained for 5 days, 6 days. I don't know. It was a lot of days last week. So, I mean, some of this moisture is because it's rained continuously. It has only been sunshining today and yesterday since Monday of last week or Tuesday of last week. So
yeah, we had sideways rain.
We had rain coming in through the bottom of our front door. So, I mean, I'm sure it got in the shed.
I think, honestly, I think that they should have some sort of ventilation, like maybe some type of in the gables, maybe
a gable vent,
some kind of gable
like
vent
the front
built
back.
into the sheet metal when it's stamped.
Yeah.
Because I've been tempted to go ahead and just kind of add some kind of ventilation, but then at the same time, I'm not feeling like doing anything out there in the shed. So,
well, we're gonna wind up probably taking it down and building a regular stick-built one as soon as we get rid of the pool. So, because we can make it whatever size we want then, right?
We can only make it as big as we can afford,
or can fit in our yard. You're right. We are bound by some things.
Yeah, we're only allowed to take up 40% of our yard, no more, with storage buildings or accessory units.
Accessory units?
Accessory.
Okay.
That's an accessory after
the
fact.
All right. Accessory after the fact. Yeah, which is what we'd like to be with that shed. Murderous shed people.
Okay. I think you're a little harsh there. For what it's worth and for what we paid for this shed. At the price point, it's not a bad option. It's not a bad shed for what it is. Don't expect it to be, perfect and glamorous, and don't turn it into a she shed or a he shed or a man cave or whatever you want to do, because it's not suited for that.
It's suited to mostly keep the rain off your stuff.
Yeah, and it does.
Yeah,
it does.
And if you live in the South, it's a sauna. If you go in there, if you have room to fit in there, you can just sit in there and
I've always wanted a sauna, so we have an affordable sauna.
We do.
We probably could have bought a smaller one for that, though, because
we could have. All right, guys. Well, we hope that you have enjoyed this review of the Arrow Tool Shed, the 8x10 Arrow Tool Shed. It was, when I put it up, and I'll leave a link when I put it up. Yes, I did it all by myself. No, I did not. When Jeremy put it up mostly, and I helped a little, I was having a very bad anxiety day, so I did not get as much filming in as I had wanted to. So I apologize for having an incomplete how to build video for you. So if we ever do another video, if we ever do another shed, I will totally do a 100% show you how to do it video. DIY tutorial.
What if I don't want to be on film?
I'll just blur you out. Just make it like you're the invisible man that does all the work. I'll just do it myself then.
My response would have been, don't worry about that. It's not really on film. It's all digital.
Yeah, you're right. It is. But if you didn't want to be on film, should you have married me? You knew I had a YouTube channel.
Yes, I did. I was well aware. We did wine talks and everything before we got married.
Yeah, it's too late to go back now. Sorry. You signed up for this. All right, guys. Y'all have a great day. Please leave some comments down below about your experience with the Arrow Tool Shed, if you know how to fix the problem that we are having, or if you have contacted Arrow Tool Sheds about a problem similar to what we're having and you've gotten a resolution to it. and you've gotten a resolution to it. Y'all have a great day and be awesome.